and welcome to this week's episode of Olsem Wanem. I'm Florence John Duo. There are many humanitarian organizations in the country who work closely with the people to address whatever issues the people are facing. One such organization is the International Organization for Migration. They have been working in many parts of the country and have recently branched out to Enga Province. Whilst in Enga, they aim to address various issues the people are facing. International Organization for Migration, or IOM, is a humanitarian organization which is working very closely with other organizations, the government, the National Disaster Center, the provincial administrations, and most importantly, the people of this country, to address various issues that are affecting the people. Due to the frost and drought season in some parts of the Highlands region, such as in Enga Province, IOM recently set up and opened an office in Wabeg to address issues that came about as a result of the frost and drought.
My name is George Gigari and I'm the Chief of Mission of the International Organization for Migration, IOM, in Papua New Guinea. Well, the main focus, of course, will be the drought, food security and water, something we call WASH, water, sanitation and hygiene. But specifically working in the Highlands, we will focus on displacement and displacement due to tribal conflict and sorcery-induced displacement. And we'll be working on peace building as a big aspect of our disaster management work, specifically in the Highlands, will be peace building.
The U.S. Ambassador to PNG, His Excellency Walter North, was present to witness the opening of the IOM Wabeg office and expressed fascination on how the people are taking ownership in organizing themselves during this time.
It's a great honor for me to be able to come to the Highlands and see for myself directly what the situation is. I think one big takeaway for me, and it's not something I should be surprised about, is that there is tremendous resilience in the communities that live in the Highlands. These are hardworking people, they're very smart, and they have lived through a lot of difficult times in the past, so they have a lot of coping mechanisms. So they really are doing amazing things in dealing with the situation. So first, I really commend the local people for their own sense of ownership of the issue and doing what they can. Having said that, I think we have to acknowledge that there are still some issues. And on that score, I think it's really good that the government's stepping up to try to do the right thing. We recognize, especially after the frost incidents, that there might be serious problems. So we sent an assessment team to come and look and see, and they talked to the government, talked to NGOs, talked to faith-based organizations, talked to local people, and we declared a disaster and released $100,000 to the International Organization for Migration, and that's focused on water and sanitation. We're also retrofitting another program we have, which is for about $2.75 million on disaster response and readiness, to use some of that to support the ongoing response to the disaster. So that's what we've put on the table already. I hope that more will not be required. I think the government's making new commitments and other partners are willing to help if there's a need. But we want this to be a PNG-led response. And obviously, when you see the people here, they're leading the response because they're taking care of themselves and helping their neighbors and doing a lot of good things. But if there's extra requirements, I think the government will help us to figure out what makes the most sense.
Whilst in Enga, IOM has big plans for the province.
Well, we'll do a number of things. First of all, we hope to drill some boreholes and improve the water supply and water management in general. We hope to train communities on conservation agriculture, how to diversify your crops, how to do disaster resilient agriculture, and how to prepare for future disasters. And also we hope to do some disaster risk reduction work and work together with the provincial administration, together with the communities on developing the communities as a result of disaster management type of activities.
Mr. Gigari also sounded 3 vital messages for everyone to keep in mind whenever a disaster strikes.
From IOM, there are 3 messages that we want the affected communities to receive. The first one is that of unity. It's the most important thing in a time of disaster. It's for people to come together. So the first message is unity. This is time to unite. There's no time for conflict, no time for finger pointing and blaming each other. We have to work together. The second message is you're not alone. Even those that are in the most remote areas and you think that everything is lost, do not despair. You're not alone. There are many people who care. International humanitarian donors, partners, your government, your local level, provincial, central government, non-governmental partners. Work is ongoing and help is coming. So that's my second message. And my third message is that of duty to help. Every single one of us has a moral duty to assist those who are in need. And there is no time to try to make money or benefit from those who are in grief by increasing prices or making life difficult for your own benefit. This is time to give, and it's the duty of each of us to assist those in need.
You're watching Olsem Wanem. The frost that had hit Enga Province and some other parts of the Highlands region had caused great damage. The people are still suffering and are in need of help. The frost took place in August, followed by the long dry spell, and the effects are still faced by the people to this date. One province that was hit hard by the frost and drought in the Highlands region is Enga Province. The people suffered great loss when their food gardens were destroyed. The Provincial Disaster Office since have tried their best with help from the government and other donor agencies to help the most affected areas in the province.
My name is Roa. I'm the acting provincial disaster coordinator for Enga Province. The current situation now still very bad as when the frost strikes in August of this year. It took us nearly a month to get relief supply to the affected area. The affected area that we are concentrating on is Kandep, which is the worst, a total population of about 73,000 people. With a household survey that we conducted, the families affected is roughly about 13,000 to 14,000 households. Second worst affected district is Layagam, which is from part of the high altitude area in the province. And those are the two areas that is severely affected and we are concentrating on.
Food rations were distributed to the people, but according to the people of Surinki in Enga Province, this is not enough to sustain them.
I've been bakarabim garden time and me plan no what place block is mo keke na bad. Me plus a liblo farmer keke tasol. Surinki place cold place na keke we me plan planim loan. 1 month me planim loan same month tasol me plus harvest him. January but January tasol. So me plus a liblo farmer keke Olsem potato, carrot na broccoli dislagain. Na I've been come time and cooking all keda. Na mi plan no what way look sim gain all this lana leap. So now mi plan no what all this all potato na but mi plan got lig loan mi planning me actual sun come again na cooking all get again. So mi plan leap lo lig kumu na but now cabbage na but M2 now sun looking na all get dry. Now mi plan no what way look sim on plus something. Mi plan waiting government as well helping mi plan and mi plan staff.
Beginning of the year, Olsem dry season work lo start. Na mi pla work lo except him this la dry season start yet coming up until mid August. Big pla trout been ice put down. So this pla new pla experience. So all get a KKM finish. So mi pla using mafake left lane. Almost them taking me bla 1 month. Now after that, narvla month me bla savannah stop nothing. So just recently, last 2 weeks, government salim rice bags come. So rice bag me bla simlo hen, and two bla family sharing 1 bla bag rice. Now me bla using almost 8 days, run out. So now me bla no more, no at way look sim keke now.
Look at them, the slayer. Garden bless and up him. Garden blooming. We will not mean blow half a sim. Don't know. Said take him 9 months long. Kegis grow, especially cocoa. So time I see kill him. Look him the slam, me only man dry penis. So no got him. I see no come in up me. Harvest them again now. So no got Olsem now you look him bigly. Or crew come up now. So I'm by taking another 9 months. Long Kagan come. I'm going to say by Star or no one. I see Bagarabim. Now potato, people say I grow potato like cash crop. And people say a dimmer on this. Grow him, sell him some money, buy him rice, 10 fish, kake or some stuff. So let him to the rana, plus with the now you mean not planning more. So I'm planning, I'm getting the raya. So it's like a Muslim light. So it looks also people by 1 year something.
According to the acting provincial disaster coordinator, relief supplies have been distributed to the people. This came from the National Disaster Center, as well as some kind-hearted companies who donated food rations for the affected areas.
From the National Disaster Center, we received 15,500 bags of 20 kg rice. We have donated from the 2 Chinese companies. They gave us 500 bags of 10 kg from a company doing the Mount Hagen Airport, a Chinese company. And then we received 1,600 bags from the Chinese company who was doing the project in Eastern Highlands, but they came in to assist us. And we have some fish which was supplied by the National Disaster Office. We have about 250 cartons of 180-gram tin fish, Diana tuna, and a couple of cooking oil, which we also received, but that is insufficient for us to distribute to those affected people.
Welcome back to the program. Well, we all know that food gardens were damaged, and the main concern was for relief supplies to be distributed in the affected areas. Food is to help the affected people survive whilst they get back on their feet. But one other major worry is seedlings for planting to rebuild their lives. Food is not the only thing that worries the people. Seedlings for replanting is another major worry the people have. These people have been farmers for many generations, and they know how to go about transferring seedlings from their previous gardens to the next. But the frost had destroyed everything, and they are in doubt as to where they can get enough new seedlings for planting.
Time has been put on time, I'm all get a seed and sting. So some left lone me put it house, me pla thing emba come up good gain and me pla planning me sun cooking nan. Now lab say them will dry stuff close to the dynamic so.
Green leaves and cookie go down. So instead KK to stop lo ground em to cook him now. Seed one time all the something and finish.
Despite this sad fact, the Provincial Food Crops Officer said they have stepped in to help and have arranged for seedlings for the people and are still waiting patiently.
Name me Davina Apuponi, mi blow wabek. This lab project site blow me. Me Provincial Food Crops Officer blow wabek. So this la drought ya been eating Enga lo August. Na eating especially surunki na kandep. So me want them all officer na colleague blow me or me blow around na luge farmers blow me blow. Na looking at affected areas, na affected all food crops where this drought easily affect him all this. So mibla working report, na mibla salim lo administration lo mibla lo wabek, na sambla relief mibla sim like rice bag na this sambla donors too all come help mibla to governor lo mibla bring him all come na a month ago. So rice bags na dislem all salim all side pinis were all affected areas here. But lo mibla DPI them mibla ordering all potato seed na Wanem all resistant vines, drought resistant vines lo cow so mibla still wait stuff. Once mibla same time but mibla come distributing.
The people have been reassured that they will get the seedlings but have to be patient, as this was an unexpected disastrous happening, and the two places they have sent their request for seedlings to are working around the clock to deliver.
All fresh produce line lo again na nari ayora lo gorokaya. So I'm planting so you think more seeds like all no expecting this la drought here too so all like mibla ordering me like planting lilacs all lo wait. So same time amas mibla ordering me all like giving mibla in bulk so mibla wait tab yet. So I'm like now must 2 or 3 weeks now.
Disaster preparedness seems to be a challenge not only for PNG but for other countries as well.
I think it's an issue that every country struggles with. And as I said, some disasters are sudden onset, like a hurricane or an earthquake. Others are slower in nature, like this drought, and they require different responses, different kinds of readiness. So, and some of those readiness initiatives and investments are longer term, like developing drought-resistant crops. That takes a scientific laboratory-based approach, then extending it out to the field, testing, see if it works in real-life conditions, then giving it to farmers when it's been proven to be effective. So that takes years. But others are shorter term in nature. So I think any government can always do more, and I'm happy we've partnered with the disaster relief apparatus here in Papua New Guinea, and we've done some really great things. And so that when we've had some cyclone events and some tsunami warnings, particularly in like Oro and Morobe, we've seen some payoffs.
Ambassador North further pointed out that one contributing factor to disasters taking place is climate change.
I also recognize that with climate change, the severity and frequency of these kinds of events is unfortunately increasing. And so that's something that we need to work better with the Pacific Islanders in particular to help communities adapt. And that's why I'm very hopeful that at the Chiefs of Party meeting in Paris in December, when we'll be discussing a framework for international cooperation on reducing global gas emissions, that the world can come together to reach a very ambitious outcome, because it's countries like Papua New Guinea in particular that really, really need to have that work out.
Welcome back. We have already seen and heard what the people and authorities have to say about the struggles they're facing and what had been done to address these issues of frost, drought, and relief supplies in the province. To conclude our program, we hear words of encouragement and advice, and also the people's message to the government. Despite all these difficult times and struggles the people are going through, the ownership shown by the people to make sure that their day-to-day activities flow smoothly is fascinating. One such activity is the functioning of schools in Enga Province. Teachers make sure that classes are not disrupted as they have mechanisms in place to make sure their children still attend classes.
Well, water is so important, right? And so I was talking yesterday to some people who were, I was talking to some teachers, I said I was worried that maybe they'd have to close the schools and postpone the school leaving exams. And they talked about how they had made sure that wasn't going to happen. What they did at that particular school, how they arranged to get water and sanitation backup systems in place so that the kids could still come and sit for the exam. And there's another, I think is it the 12th grade next week? Or, yeah, so they're also preparing for that. And so I thought, these are people on top of their game. Similarly, in the agricultural sector, coming by, seeing the way some people are using water technology to get the water to the crops so they aren't adversely affected by the drought. Now, I know that's not completely successful because we've seen some increases in prices in the markets of basic commodities, and that causes distress and hardship for poor people in particular. So more does need to be done, but on the other hand, we shouldn't underestimate that, as I said, these are really smart, hardworking, dedicated people who have lived here successfully, well, really for thousands of years, and so they're survivors, and they're gonna come back strong.
During such challenging times, people need assurance from relevant authorities to give them hope that help is coming.
My word of advice to them would be to conserve whatever they have on food security, especially in the drought situation, where the drought itself covers the whole province. Most of what we are surviving on now is on trade store or manufactured goods from the store. That's the only means now, because where they rely on is already been destroyed by this weevil and insect or whatever that they go in and eat the cocoa. So I don't really, they have to find some ways through their relatives or whatever to have money to buy food for them to survive. Otherwise, it's really a disaster that there's no other place to, or other ways to keep them going, because all they have is gone by frost or the weevil that eats their cocoa.
Coming together, working together, trying to find ways to ensure that the most needy people get the assistance first and that it's shared in a fair and equitable way. Those are really important things, and not to panic, to know that the right thing is going to be done. The government is concerned. It may not always be perfect, but I think they are very seized with the issue, and I've been very heartened by the commitments made by the Prime Minister and his team, Governor Ipitas, and the people here.
The people of Sirunki in the Enga Province are still suffering the consequences of the frost that destroyed their food gardens. They claim that the government relief supplies that were distributed to families lasted them for less than 10 days. They are now appealing to the government to continue to support them until they are ready to get back on their feet.
Last time government came giving me a rice bag, so rice bag and pennies. So now me needing rice now, fish now, cooking oil now, potato seed now, this like cocoa leaf.
I think people die now. I'm thinking about me. I mean, look, sabe tu Olsem. Kaya tu na corona. I'm bahat tu mas lo mibla. So mibla need him government assistance by again. Give him some relief. Supply will give him 20 kg rice, one bag, one house. I mean, enough.
That's all we have time for on this week's episode of Olsem Wanem. Thank you to all who have participated in this episode. If you have any comments or stories you would like to share, please contact us via the address showing on your screen or visit our Facebook page. For now, from the Olsem Wanem team, pleasant viewing on your #1 station, MTV.